Hey y'all, it's Mike. We're going to talk about joint moves. If you've ever wondered what a joint move is, this video is for you. I'm just going to jump in here and describe what a joint move actually is. A joint move is actually a very simple move. It's kind of a dumb robot move. This is a 6-axis robot, which means it's got 6 motors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So with a joint move, what it does, if I'm moving the robot from here to here, it just looks at each motor, the start and end point for that motor. So for example, look at joint 1, say 180 degrees to 200 degrees. And it does that for each motor, and it just says move from 180 degrees to 200 degrees. It's gonna do it all in the same amount of time, so it lands at the same time, and requires zero coordination between each motor. So as opposed to, say, a linear move or another coordinated move, it's very simple, but it doesn't follow a specific path. If you were to do a linear move from here to here, you could see that joint 4 is going to have to go backwards a little bit and then forwards. Or you might have a motor that goes really slow and then really fast. So there's a lot more coordination if you're following a specific path, like a linear move, path move, arc, orbit. So if you can't follow a specific path, why would a joint move be useful? So let's go ahead and talk about when you might want to actually use a joint move. And the first thing is if you're trying to get through a singularity. So if you haven't seen the video about singularities or the cone zone, go ahead and go watch that one. It's really helpful to understand and visualize the issue with singularities. Let's talk about how to get through that cone or through a singularity. So let's say this is my 1, and I just want to pull back to around here. And since that goes through a singularity, it goes through the surface of my cone, it's actually impossible to do with a coordinated move. So the only way to actually do that is to use a joint move. So I built a program here, right here in CC Lab. You can see I've got a path move into a joint move into a path move. So it's going to move around this way, and then it uses the path move to get through the singularity, and then it goes into a path move to continue on the move within the cone.
So you can see it's actually pretty smooth getting through that joint move. Now, like I said, since it's a dumb robot move and you don't have complete control over these joint moves, it could take some playing with to get just right.
Another reason you might want to use a joint move is for speed. With coordinated moves, you're actually limited, but with the joint move, you can move much faster. And that's because the robot only has to move one axis. It doesn't have to distribute power to all of the different motors. It's just moving one, and you can really move that camera quickly with a joint move. The third thing that is nice about joint moves is they're really, really smooth. Because you don't have motors changing speeds and even changing directions, joint moves are really smooth. So again, if you're trying to go fast, or if you don't care too much about your path, just do a joint move from point to point, and you get some really smooth motion. I found this useful for model movers trying to move some large items from point A to point B. It was really shaky, and these are pretty heavy items. It was really shaky with a coordinated move. I made it a joint move, and it was nice and smooth. The last thing that I want to mention is you can get some really interesting motions with joint moves. It can give a kind of a floaty, nice ethereal kind of feel to your move. So again, it's a little bit of trial and error. You don't really know what it's going to do until you make it a joint move and run it. But if it gives a look you're looking for, it can be really cool and dynamic. So that is why you might use a joint move. Hope that's been helpful. Thanks for watching.